Good morning, guys. All are getting my screen and voice. Please confirm. Please confirm in the chat box. Is my voice is audible? Is my screen is visible? Thanks for confirmation, guys. Welcome to Srini IT. Today we are going to start new batch on DevOps with AWS Cloud. Our course name is DevOps with AWS Cloud. Right. Before going to start this, first I will give brief introduction about myself. Right. So myself, Raju, guys. Right. I have 12 plus years of working experience. Currently, I am working as a senior technical specialist. So in my company, I'm working as the full stack Java developer, guys. And in my company, I'm working as a Java full stack developer. Right. So coming to my roles and responsibilities in my current project is development, guys, and operations and cloud infrastructure management, guys. Everything will be taken care by myself only, guys. Right. What technologies I'm using in my current project, guys? I'm using Java, right, Spring Boot, microservices, right? So and front end, I'm using React, right? DevOps operations and AWS cloud. And all these things, right, I'm using in my current project, guys. Guys, I'm not only DevOps engineer, guys. Right, I'm the complete full stack developer, guys. Once a project is started, till delivery, till deployment, in all the stages I'm involving, guys. So I can able to explain each and every concept in detail with internals, guys. Why? Because I am the full stack developer. I know the development, I know the operations, and I know the and managing the infrastructure in the cloud. So I can able to explain each and every topic in detail with internals, guys. Okay. So this is as a trainer. Apart all these things, as a trainer, right? I have around 9 years of experience, guys. 9 years of experience. I will look into this, guys. This is brief about myself. Myself, Raju. I have 12 plus years of working experience. Currently, I am working as a senior technical specialist. In my company, I am working as a Java full stack developer, guys. Right, see, guys. All these technologies I am using in my project, guys. Java, Spring Boot, microservices, React JS, DevOps operations, AWS cloud, and all these things we are using, guys. And as the trainer, I have around 9 years of experience, guys. This is brief about myself. Okay. Right. So coming to the course prerequisites. If you want to attend for this DevOps with AWS Cloud, what we required? Is there any prerequisites? Guys, to be frank, there is no prerequisites. Nothing, guys. If you are passionate about the DevOps, then you can attend for this course, guys. Whoever pursuing the graduates, who completed the graduation, whoever working, right? So in other technologies, anybody can attend for this course. There is no prerequisites and there is no development also, guys. Okay, so coming to prerequisites. Nothing is required. Nothing is required, guys. Right? If you guys know English, if you guys are pursuing graduation, if you guys are completed the graduation, if you guys are working on some any other technologies, whoever wants to migrate from other technology to DevOps, everyone can attend for this course. There is no prerequisite, there is no coding, guys. Okay, coding, right? Very less, guys. Very less. When you are going to write the Python scripting, so at that time, very less coding is there that I will take care. Right? This is the prerequisite to attend for this course. Coming to the course content. Right, the entire course I have divided into multiple parts. Entire course I have divided into multiple parts. And as a part one, I am going to discuss introduction of the DevOps, guys. Introduction of the DevOps. Right, this is part one, guys. Introduction of DevOps I am going to discuss as part one. Next, guys, as part two, I am going to discuss Linux operating system. Linux operating system, guys. Right, along with this Linux operating system, we are going to learn shell scripting also. Guys, shell scripting is mandatory for the DevOps engineers, guys. That's why, and along with this Linux operating system, we are going to learn shell scripting also. Why we will use the shell scripting? To automate the regular activities. Linux operating system we are going to learn. Along with that, shell scripting also we are going to learn as part 2, guys. Next, part 3. As part 3, we are going to learn AWS Cloud. As part 3, we are going to learn AWS Cloud, guys. Right? How many services we are going to discuss in the AWS Cloud? Right? Already I told initially, guys. We are going to understand 20 plus services, guys. 20 plus services we are going to cover, guys. Right, guys. If you attend in other institutes, DevOps with AWS Cloud means maximum they will cover top 5 to 10 services, guys. Even if you attend only for AWS Cloud also, no one will cover 20 plus services. But here in this DevOps with AWS Cloud only, we are going to discuss the top 20 plus services. Okay. Next, what services we will discuss? I will come to them later, guys. Next, as part 4, we are going to discuss DevOps tools. DevOps tools we are going to discuss. How many tools we are going to learn? 15 plus tools. 15 plus DevOps tools we are going to learn, guys. Here you will get all these things, guys. Maven, GitHub, Jenkins, Sonar, Tomcat, Docker, Docker Swarm, Kubernetes, Prometheus, Grafana, ELK Stack, Nexus, Zira. All those things will come under this DevOps tools. How many tools we are going to learn? 15 plus DevOps tools we are going to learn. How many services we are going to learn? 20 plus services we are going to learn. Part 1, introduction of the DevOps. Part 2, Linux operating system. Along with this, shell scripting also we are going to learn. Part 3, AWS Cloud. As part 4, we are going to understand DevOps tools, guys. Okay. Next, part 5. Part 5, guys. What we are going to learn as part 5? Python scripting. Python scripting we are going to learn as part 5, guys. Guys, you can observe. Right? You can observe other institutes course content, guys. Right? They are covering DevOps tools and AWS and Linux and shell scripting they will cover, guys. No one is covering Python scripting along with this DevOps and AWS Cloud. But here for DevOps engineers, how much Python scripting is required? Up to that level, we are going to discuss Python scripting also. Right? In 2024, Python scripting is going to play very important key role for the DevOps engineers, guys. So Python scripting is mandatory for the DevOps engineers. And if you attend for any interview, they are asking Python scripting also. That's why we are going to spend 15 hours only on this Python scripting, guys. Right? So how to write the class from basics I will start, guys. From basics, I will start in the Python scripting. You guys no need to worry. Python means it is coding related thing, but sir told initially for this course coding knowledge is not required. No guys, right? Very small coding is 2 lines, 3 lines coding only we will write in the Python scripting. That I will take care how to write that, guys. Right? As part 5, we are going to discuss Python scripting, guys. Okay. Next, as part 6, what we are going to learn? Right? Real-time projects. This is very important, guys. Real-time projects we are going to discuss, guys. Right? If you attend for this real-time projects session tomorrow, once you guys are joined in the company, right? How, right? 4 years people, 5 years experience people are working with the same confidence. You guys also can work, guys. Right? So like that, we are going to discuss real-time projects, guys. Okay. Next, part 7. Right, part 7, right, we are going to discuss interview guide, guys. Right, interview guide we are going to discuss as part 7, guys. See guys, the entire course content we have divided into 7 parts, guys. Part 1, we are going to discuss introduction of the DevOps. As part 2, we are going to discuss Linux operating system and shell scripting. Part 3, AWS Cloud with 20 plus services. Part 4, DevOps tools with 15 plus tools. And part 5, Python scripting. Part 6, real-time projects. And part 7, interview guide. So, right, entire course, right, we have divided into these 7 parts, guys. Guys, just have a look into this. Please go through this course content once. This is outlet, just outlet, guys. Again, I will tell what services we are going to discuss, right? What tools we are going to discuss, right? In the introduction part, what we are going to discuss. In Linux and shell scripting, what we are going to discuss. I will come again. Right? This is just the outlet of the course content, guys. Right. So in part 1, introduction of the DevOps, what we will cover. In part 1, what we will cover, guys. Observe carefully, guys. Right. In part 1, we are going to understand what is DevOps. What is DevOps? Right. Why DevOps? Why DevOps is required? Why DevOps? Right. DevOps life cycle. DevOps life cycle. Next, guys, right here, what is SDLC? Software Development Lifecycle. What is SDLC? Right, methodologies in SDLC. Methodologies in SDLC. Waterfall methodology. Waterfall methodology. Right, and Agile methodology. And Agile methodology. Right. All these things we are going to discuss in part 1, guys. Guys, observe carefully. As part 1, we are going to understand introduction of the DevOps. In this part 1, what we are going to discuss? What is DevOps? Why DevOps is required? DevOps life cycle. What is the software development life cycle? What methodologies we have in SDLC? What is waterfall methodology? What is agile methodology? All these things we are going to cover in part 1, guys. Next, coming to part 2, as I told, in part 2, we are going to understand Linux operating system and shell scripting. So what we are going to cover under part 2? Observe carefully, guys. In part 2, right, we are going to discuss, guys, Linux is what? Operating system. So first we are going to understand what is operating system. What is operating system? Right. So Windows operating system. Windows operating system. Right. Then Linux operating system. Linux operating system. Then, right, Windows versus Linux. Windows versus Linux. Next, right here, Linux commands. Linux commands. Next here, shell scripting. Shell scripting we will discuss under part 2, guys. Part 1, introduction of the DevOps. In part 1, we are going to cover all these things. Part 2, Linux operating system and shell scripting. In part 2, we are going to cover all these things. Guys, Linux commands is very important. Right? As a prerequisite, we can say Linux, guys. Linux is the main prerequisite to attend for this course. But we are going to discuss Linux also, right? That's why I mentioned prerequisites is nothing. Why? Because Linux also we are going to discuss. Once Linux is completed, then only we will move into our AWS and DevOps tools, guys. Right? Only on this Linux commands we are going to spend 5 to 1 week, guys. 5 days to 1 week we are going to spend only on this Linux commands. The most top Linux commands we are going to discuss it here. Linux is what? Operating system. That's why first we are going to talk about what is operating system, right? What is Windows operating system? What is Linux operating system, right? Windows versus Linux operating systems, Linux commands. Then I will come to shell scripting. Here we are going to understand by using how to write the shell script files, right? By using how to automate the regular activities by using shell scripting. All those things we are going to understand it here, guys. This is our part 2. Next, guys, right? Coming to part 3, what we are going to learn? AWS cloud.
Hello?
How many? Yes.
Open. Mnie widzę, ako bicie DevOps F, no jestem kadźmią, jestem opedia, oczywiście AWS DevOps. Very good well.
Pardon? Hello? Please text your questions, guys. I will take at the end, guys. Please, if you don't mind, please text your questions in the chat box. I will discuss one by one at the end. Last 15 minutes we will spend for the doubts clarification, guys. Okay? Please, guys, don't mind. Right? Please mention your questions in the chat box. Right? Last 15 minutes we will spend for your questions, guys. Maybe, right, Ben is asking, right, maybe see, guys, shell scripting. By using shell scripting we are going to do the deployments also, guys. That also I am going to cover, guys. Right, we have in the Jenkins we have CI and CD, continuous integration and continuous deployment. That continuous deployment part we can take care by using shell scripting also, or else we can use some of the GitOps tools like Argo CD and all to do the deployment, guys. Here, by using shell scripting, how to deploy the applications in the Kubernetes cluster, by using shell scripting, how to deploy the applications in the Tomcat server, all those things we are going to discuss. Is it okay? Right, by using scripting, right, we will do the deployments also. How to deploy the applications by writing shell scripting, that also I am going to cover. Don't worry, guys. Fine, guys. Next one is part 3, AWS cloud. Right? How many services we are going to discuss in the AWS cloud? 20 plus services we are going to discuss in the AWS cloud. Before going to start this 20 plus services, first I will give overview of what is cloud computing. Why we need to go for cloud computing? Right? If you set up the infrastructure on your premises, what challenges are there? How to overcome those challenges by using cloud computing, right? How many cloud providers are available in the market? How many ways the cloud services are segregated? All those things we are going to discuss as introduction, right? So then I will come to our actual AWS, guys. Before going to start AWS, first I will give, right, introduction of the cloud computing, guys. Then I will come to our AWS services. What we are going to discuss in AWS, guys? See, guys, let me note it down here. See guys, first we are going to understand what is cloud computing. What is cloud computing? Right. Next, advantages of cloud computing. Advantages of cloud computing. Right. Cloud services are segregated into three ways, guys. Cloud services, whatever we have, those cloud services are segregated into three ways. What three ways are there? IaaS, infrastructure as services, right? Next we have PaaS, platform as services. Next we have SaaS, software as services. Right? Some of the services are in infrastructure as services, some of the services are in platform as services, some of the services are in software as services. So here we are going to understand what is IaaS, what is PaaS, what is SaaS. If you go with IaaS, what cloud is providing and what you need to take care. If you go with PaaS, what they are providing and what you need to take care. If you go with SaaS, what they are providing and what you need to take care. Everything we are going to understand here, guys. Okay. Next, guys. Next here, after this, we are going to understand an introduction of AWS, guys. Introduction of AWS cloud. Then I will discuss how to create the free tier account in the AWS. If you guys want to use AWS services, you guys should have the account in the AWS cloud. Everyone should create the account in the AWS cloud. Then only you guys can use AWS providing services. Here, I'm going to show how to create the free tier account in the AWS. And how to create free tier account in AWS, guys. In AWS. Next, I will give overview of the AWS services, guys. AWS services overview. AWS services overview I will give you guys. Next, guys. At AWS, guys, we have around 260 plus services are available and 190 plus countries are using this AWS services, guys. How many countries are using? 190 plus countries. How 190 plus countries managing this AWS, guys? How AWS cloud is managing 190 plus countries? Right. So for that, here we have regions and availability zones. How many regions are available and how many availability zones are available? Right, everything we are going to discuss. Right, how AWS is managing, guys, right, with these regions and availability zones only. Here we are going to understand what is the region, what is the availability zone, how many regions are available, how many availability zones are available. All these things we are going to understand, guys. Right, after completing this introduction part, once this introduction part is completed, then I will come to the actual AWS services, guys. Okay, fine. Here, as a first service, we are going to discuss EC2. Right? If you want to create the virtual machines in the AWS cloud, then the most important service is EC2, guys. EC2 stands for what? Elastic Compute Cloud. Elastic Compute Cloud. Right? EC2 we are going to understand as first service in the AWS, guys. Then I'm going to talk about AMIs. AMIs, guys. AMI stands for Amazon Mission Image. Amazon Mission Image, guys. Next we will talk about EBS. EBS stands for Elastic Block Store. Elastic Block Store. Next, guys. Next we will talk about ELB. ELB stands for Elastic Load Balancer. Elastic Load Balancer. Next we will talk about ASG. ASG stands for Auto Scaling Group. Auto Scaling Group. Right. Next, we will talk about Route 53. The next service we are going to understand Route 53, guys. Next we will talk about S3. S3 stands for what? Simple Storage Service. Simple Storage Service. Right. Next, RDS. Next, we will understand RDS. RDS stands for Relational Database Service. Relational Database, guys. Relational database, guys. Next, we will talk about DynamoDB. DynamoDB is the AWS own product, guys. Here we are not going to create the DynamoDB database, guys. DynamoDB database is already available in the AWS. DynamoDB is AWS own product. So here we are going to understand how to create the tables in the DynamoDB database, guys. How to create the tables in the DynamoDB. What is this DynamoDB? It is NoSQL. It is NoSQL database, guys. We will discuss what is SQL database, what is NoSQL database. By using RDS, we will create the SQL databases. Oracle, MySQL, all those are the SQL databases. By using DynamoDB, we can create the NoSQL database, guys. It is MongoDB, DynamoDB, all these are the NoSQL databases, guys. NoSQL database. Right. Next, we will talk about the very important service in the AWS, that is VPC. VPC we are going to discuss. Here VPC stands for what, guys? Virtual Private Cloud. Lot of subject is there in this, guys. It is networking concept. Lot of subject is there, guys. Okay, don't worry. I will explain in detail, guys. In detail. Right? We are going to spend almost 4 to 5 days only on this VPC, guys. So that much subject is there in the VPC. And even for the interviews, also this VPC is a very important concept, guys. Okay. Next we are going to talk about CloudWatch. CloudWatch, guys. What is this CloudWatch, guys? CloudWatch is the monitoring service, guys. CloudWatch is monitoring service. As a monitoring service, we are going to learn this CloudWatch, guys. Right. Next, guys, CloudFormation. CloudFormation. What is this? This is the infrastructure as code service. By using CloudFormation, we can create the infrastructure in the AWS cloud only. Right. CloudFormation is infrastructure as code. We will write the code to create the infrastructure, that is called IAC, infrastructure as code. Right, with the code we are going to creating the infrastructure. In the AWS, we have CloudFormation service as infrastructure as code, guys. Next, guys, we are going to learn SQS. Right, SQS stands for Simple Queue Service. Simple, right, queue service, guys. Right. Then we are going to discuss SNS. SNS stands for Simple Notification Service. Simple Notification Service, guys. Right. SNS stands for Simple Notification Service. Next, guys. Next we have ECS. ECS stands for Elastic Container Service. Elastic Container Service, guys. Elastic Container Service. Next, we will talk about IAM. IAM, guys. This is also very important service, guys. Right, IAM stands for what, guys? Identity Access and Management, guys. This is also one of the most important service in the cloud, guys. IAM stands for Identity and Access Management. Identity and Access Management. Next, guys, we are going to understand AWS CLI, means command line interface. AWS command line interface, guys. AWS command line interface. Next, we are going to understand serverless computing. Very, very, very important. Serverless computing, guys. Serverless computing. As is serverless computing, we are going to learn lambdas. As is serverless computing, we are going to learn lambdas, guys. Right? So next we are going to understand elastic beanstalk. Elastic beanstalk, guys. Elastic beanstalk. What is this elastic beanstalk? This is one of the PaaS, means platform as a service, guys. Elastic beanstalk is nothing but one of the platform as a service. Next, we are going to understand EKS. This is also very, very important service. And here we are going to understand EKS. EKS stands for what? Elastic Kubernetes Service. Elastic Kubernetes Service, guys. Okay? Right. So next, guys, right, we will talk about some of the billing related information, guys. Billing related informations. Some of the billing related information we will discuss, guys. Right, guys, have a look into this. Have a look into this, guys. And the next, guys, right here you can write Terraform and Ansible. Here only I will discuss, guys. Terraform. Right, next, guys, Ansible. Guys, I'm telling, observe carefully. If you want to understand this Terraform, compulsory you should practice all these AWS services from AWS management console. Means what? Whenever you have created the account in the AWS, you will get one user interface to log in into the AWS cloud and to use all these services. Okay, if you want to understand this Terraform, first you should practice all these things in the user interface, then only you can understand the Terraform, guys. That's why I'm discussing this Terraform after completion of AWS. Guys, if you know only Terraform also, lot of openings are there in the companies. Terraform is very, very, very important. By using Terraform, what we can do? We can create the EC2 instances, we can create the VPC, we can create the S3, we can create the RDS tables, we can create anything, guys. Anything. Any infrastructure you can create by using Terraform. Nowadays, companies are expecting who knows Terraform very well. Those people only companies are recruiting, guys. Terraform is very, very important, guys. Our students, some students, guys, few of our students from past 3 years, 2 years, they are working as Terraform engineers only in the Capgemini and Cognizant, guys. Terraform is very, very important. Last Sunday, one of our students attended for the interview in the Cognizant, guys. Right, 40 minutes they have taken the interview. In that 40 minutes, they asked the questions only in the Terraform. Only in the Terraform, guys. Right, just they asked to create the VPC by using Terraform. Create the VPC by using Terraform. Inside the VPC, how you will create the subnets, how you will create the route tables, how you will map the route tables with the subnets, how you will variabilize the subnet, how to take the sensitive data in the variables, how to take the mandatory data in the variables. Right, they ask you to write all those things in that interview. Right, 40 minutes they spend only on the Terraform. Finally, that interview person satisfied very well, guys. Why? Because our student, right, he wrote very well that Terraform script, and that person, panel person also satisfied, guys. Okay, Terraform is that much important, guys. Don't worry, we are going to spend almost 8 to 10 days only on this Terraform. Right, we are going to discuss in detail, guys. how to set up the Terraform, right? How to recreate the resources by using Terraform, how to modularize the Terraform resources, how to use the providers, multiple providers, how to use the multiple regions, how to use the provisioners, and how to create the workspaces in the Terraform, what is the state file, what is the importance of the state file, what is the backends, right? How to use S3 as the backend, how to use the DynamoDB tables as the backend, everything we are going to understand. And we are going to do end-to-end projects also by using Terraform. You can keep those projects in your resume and you can explain in the interviews also about those projects. Right? End-to-end. Right? Creating the VPC, from creating the VPC to deploying the one Python application in the EC2 instance. End-to-end we are going to discuss by using this Terraform, guys. Okay? So Terraform is that much important, guys. Right, that's why I have added this Terraform at the end of this AWS cloud, guys. Why? Because you should practice all these things through user interface, then only you can understand the Terraform. Otherwise, it is difficult to understand, guys. Okay, fine. Next, by using Ansible, what we are going to do? By using Ansible also, right, we will do one end-to-end project. I will show that also, guys. Right, by using Ansible, we will connect to 20 servers, 30 servers, 100 servers remotely, and at a time, within fraction of seconds only, in all the 100 servers, you can install the packages. Right? How to connect with those 100 servers, 20 servers remotely from your Ansible server, and how to install the packages, everything we are going to understand. Okay, so on Ansible also we will do one project, guys. We will do one project on the Ansible also. Right, we have separate part for real-time projects. We will do one end-to-end project on Terraform. We will do one end-to-end project on Ansible. Right, so a lot of projects we are going to see. Total 5 to 6 projects we are going to do in the real-time project batch. Okay, guys, just to have a look into this AWS cloud. What we are going to cover in part 3. Part 3 is only AWS cloud, guys. Here what we have, observe carefully, guys. Observe carefully. Guys, right, for DevOps engineers, any one cloud knowledge is mandatory. Right, AWS, Azure, GCP, these are the clouds, right, different clouds we have. Right, in our sessions, we are going to understand about AWS cloud. Is this clear, guys? Just have a look into this. Yes, you guys will get very beautiful notes also for each and every service. Don't worry. Right, you guys will get complete hands-on experience on each and every service. You guys will get one beautiful notes also, guys. Everything I will take care. I need your attention. That's it. Remaining everything I will take care, guys. You guys not required to prepare any running notes. I will write behalf of you guys and I will share that notes with you guys. Right, you guys, right, just focus on the subject what I am explaining. And daily 2 hours practice must be required. Remaining everything I will take care. Okay, we will do lot of real-time projects. You guys will get complete end-to-end experience, guys. So don't worry. Right. So next we are going to jump into part 4. What we are going to discuss in part 4? DevOps tools. How many tools we are going to cover? 15 plus DevOps tools we are going to cover. What 15 plus tools we are going to cover, guys? Observe carefully. Right here. First, guys, I am going to give the introduction of the DevOps tools. Introduction of DevOps tools. Right. Next, I will talk about as a DevOps engineer, what is your roles and responsibilities? As a DevOps engineer, what is your roles and responsibility, guys? DevOps engineer, roles and responsibilities. DevOps engineer, roles and responsibilities, guys. Okay. Next we are going to start. The first tool in the DevOps is Maven. is what? It is a build tool. As a build tool, we are going to learn this Maven, guys. Maven is a build tool, guys. Next, guys, after Maven, we will understand GitHub. GitHub, guys. Right. GitHub is what? This is one of the source code repository tool. Source code repository tool, guys. As a source code repository tool, we are going to use GitHub, guys. Next, we are going to understand Jenkins. This is one of the main important tool. Jenkins, guys. This Jenkins is what? Deployment tool. As a deployment tool, we are going to learn Jenkins, guys. By using Jenkins, we will create CI/CD pipelines. CI/CD pipelines we are going to create by using this Jenkins, guys. Jenkins is very, very important. One of our student, guys, he placed in the HCL, right? They expected only Jenkins experience, guys. What they expected? Only Jenkins. Who knows Jenkins very well? Who knows creating the CI/CD pipeline? So, right, they recruited those people, guys. One of our students selected in HCL, right, only on this Jenkins part, guys. That's why you will get the opportunities only on the tools wise also. You will get the opportunities only particular tools wise also, guys. Okay, fine. So next, after Jenkins, we are going to understand SonarQube. SonarQube we will discuss, guys. What is the SonarQube? Code review tool. As a code review tool, we are going to understand SonarQube, guys. Next, guys, right, we will understand Tomcat, guys. What is this Tomcat? This is the web server. Tomcat is a web server. As a web server, we are going to learn this Tomcat, guys. Okay, next, guys. Here, right, Terraform, Ansible, right, here we are discussing, right. Actually, earlier in previous batches, guys, I discussed right, Terraform, Ansible in the DevOps tools side, but now I'm going to cover this Terraform and Ansible in this AWS only, guys. At the end of the AWS, I will cover this Terraform, guys. Why? Because I told, right, for Terraform, you guys, everyone should have the experience how to create the resources using user interface. Okay. Suppose if I put Terraform in the DevOps tools, right, by the time of coming to here, you guys will forget all these things what you did, guys. That's why I have added Terraform at here only. Okay, fine. Then what we are going to discuss after Tomcat? Here we are going to discuss Docker. Docker we are going to discuss at here, guys. Right? Docker we are going to discuss. What is this Docker? Docker is a containerization tool. As a containerization tool, we are going to discuss Docker. A lot of things we are going to learn in the Docker also. Docker also very, very, very important. If you guys want to work with Kubernetes, then you guys should have idea on the Docker containers. Okay, what is Kubernetes? Kubernetes is the orchestration tool. By using Kubernetes, what we are going to do? We are going to manage the containers which we have created by using Docker. By using Docker, whatever the containers you have created, we need to manage those containers by using Kubernetes, guys. So that's why if you want to work with the Kubernetes, you should have the idea on the Docker. So here we are going to understand how to create the Docker file, how to create the Docker images, how to create the Docker containers by using those images, how to get the data from the containers, and how to store that data inside the volume, how to mount the volumes to the Docker containers, what is the Docker networking. We have so many networks are there. Bridge network is there, overlay network is there, none network is there, Macmillan network is there. All those things we are going to discuss in the Docker, guys. So after completing this Docker, right, we are going to discuss Docker Swarm. Docker Swarm we are going to discuss, guys. What is this Docker Swarm? Docker Swarm is one of the orchestration tool. But in real time, we won't use Docker Swarm. Why we won't use Docker Swarm? In the Docker Swarm, we have some limitations. In the Docker Swarm. That's why it is not recommended to use in the production, guys. Docker Swarm is not recommended to use in the production. Docker Swarm have some limitations. Right? To overcome those limitations, Kubernetes came into the picture. Whatever the problems we have with this Docker Swarm, all those things, right, we can overcome by using Kubernetes. See guys, Kubernetes is very important guys. Lot of subject is there in the Kubernetes. We are going to spend almost 30 hours only on this Kubernetes guys. 30 hours, 30, right? Daily, once Kubernetes is started, daily I will take 2 hour session guys. So within 15 days, I will try to complete this Kubernetes. But subject, lot of subject is there in the Kubernetes. We are going to discuss 0 to hero level on this Kubernetes guys. Lot of things. Just if you see the architecture of Kubernetes, then you guys will understand how much subject is there guys. Let's see guys, what is Kubernetes architecture? Kubernetes architecture. Just have a look into this Kubernetes architecture guys. Just have a look into this Kubernetes architecture, then you guys will understand. Let me open beautiful architecture. See guys, just have a look into this. This is the Kubernetes architecture. We have the control planes, worker nodes. All the worker nodes are attached to the control plane. In the control plane, again we have multiple components. API server, scheduler, controller manager, etcd database. Guys, recently one of our student attended for the Tech Mahindra interview. In the Tech Mahindra, first question itself they asked, explain Kubernetes architecture. Then you should explain what is control plane, what is worker nodes, what components are available in the control plane, what components are available in the worker node. In the control plane, what is API server, what is scheduler, what is controller manager, what is etcd database, and coming to worker nodes, what is kubelet, what is kubeproxy, what is docker runtime, what is pod, what is containers, and what is kubectl, what is UI. All these things you should explain. Right? We are going to understand in detail this architecture guys. Right? Each and every component, right? Here whatever we have, API server, scheduler, controller manager, etcd, and worker node components, each and everything we are going to understand in detail guys. Then only you guys can work on the Kubernetes. Before going to start practical work, then you should know, right, this architecture properly guys. Right? So we are sending the request. Whenever you submit the request, where that request will go, right? Who will schedule that one, right? Where that information will be stored, all that information you should know. Right? Whenever you submit the request, API server will take that request, and API server will store that request information in the etcd database. Scheduler will check in the etcd database, is there any unscheduled pods are available. Immediately, scheduler will schedule the execution. Right? Scheduler will talk to this kubelet to execute the pod. Kubelet is the agent of the worker node. Kubelet will verify resources are available in the worker node to execute that pod or not, and that information kubelet will give to the scheduler. Pod is a nothing but a logical unit. It contains multiple containers. Docker is a runtime. Docker runtime will create the containers. Whenever scheduler schedule the pod execution, then kubelet will talk to Docker runtime to create the containers inside the pod. We need to understand in detail guys. I will provide very beautiful notes also for this guys. Okay, don't worry, right? Don't worry guys. Right? Each and every component we will understand, and we will do practicals also. Don't worry guys. Okay, fine. Next guys. Next, after Kubernetes guys, right, we are going to discuss monitoring tools. Very important guys, monitoring tools also. Right, once you deploy the application in the cluster, we need to monitor that application. Here multiple nodes are connecting to the control plane, how those nodes are running, those nodes are healthy or not, everything we need to monitor. For that, we are going to understand monitoring tools, guys. What monitoring tools are available? Prometheus, right? Prometheus is one of the monitoring tool. Right? Next, we have Grafana. Next, we have ELK stack. ELK stack is available. These three are the monitoring tools, guys. Right? In interview, compulsory questions will come on these monitoring tools. Compulsory questions, guys. How you will monitor the logs? How you will monitor your application logs? How you will monitor your cluster logs? By using these monitoring tools only. Practically we are going to see how to deploy these monitoring tools in the Kubernetes cluster and how to see the logs. Everything we are going to understand. We will do one project also on these monitoring tools, don't worry. We will do one project also on this monitoring tools, guys. You will get complete hands-on experience on this monitoring tools, guys. Monitoring tools are very, very important. See, guys, in the ICU, one patient is there. In the intensive care unit, one patient is there. Whenever a patient is in the ICU, 24/7 monitoring is required or not? Yes, that monitoring is required. Here also, whenever you deploy the application in the clusters, then monitoring must be required. How you will monitor? By using these monitoring tools only, we will monitor the cluster and we will monitor the applications. Okay, so then after completing these monitoring tools, we will understand Nexus. What is this Nexus? Nexus is a artifactory repository tool. Sir told here this is one of the repository tool. Then what is this? Guys, observe carefully. Nexus is this GitHub is the source code repository tool. Source code repository tool means what? Developers are writing the code. And where developers will put that code, whatever the code they have written as per client requirement, that code they will upload in the source code repository tool. Okay. Then what is this Nexus? What is this Nexus? Nexus is a artifactory repository tool. Means what? See, guys, Maven will create one artifact. Right? Maven will create one artifact for the source code. Whenever developers are uploaded the code in the GitHub repository, Maven will create one artifact. Right? Developers know. Right? So jar files, where files are there? Those are called as the artifacts. Right? Who will create those artifacts? Maven will create those artifacts, guys. Once artifacts are created, we need to keep those artifacts in one repository for future purpose. Right? Where you will keep? In the artifactory repository tool. That is called Nexus. Okay. Here we are going to learn Nexus, guys. After this, we will understand Jira. Jira also we are going to learn, guys. What is this Jira, guys? Jira is the project management tool, guys. Project management tool. Right, in the company, right? So they will assign the stories on your name, where they will log the stories, where they will log the requirements, where they will keep the documents and everything we need to see, guys. Right, all the stories. See, in our DevOps engineer, 5 people are there. Right, on each person name, one story is assigned. Where he need to check? They need to go to the Jira dashboard, and in the Jira, he need to search with the employee ID on that employee ID. Right, so he will get all the stories which are assigned on his name. Okay, right? How to create the task story inside the Jira, how to create the task inside the story, everything we will discuss at here, guys. Guys, have a look into this part 4. In part 4, what we are going to discuss? DevOps tools. DevOps tools, guys. 15 plus DevOps tools we are learning, guys. Right? Just have a look into this, guys. Here, Terraform and Ansible I have added here, guys. Just have a look into this. What is this Kubernetes, guys? Kubernetes and Docker Swarm both are orchestration tools. Orchestration tools, guys. Right? Prometheus, Grafana, and all these things are monitoring tools, guys. Monitoring tools. Right. After part 4, we will jump into this part 5. In part 5, we are going to learn Python scripting. As I told, Python scripting is going to play very important key role in this 2024 especially. Okay, Python scripting guys for DevOps engineers. Python scripting also is going to become as mandatory tool guys. Okay, I'm not telling without having Python scripting you won't get the job. I'm not telling that guys. You will get. But they are making this Python scripting also mandatory for the DevOps engineers. Companies are expecting Python scripting also. In one of the interview for our student, right, in the interview they have opened one code guys. Right, so it contains 150 to 200 lines code is there. He opened that code and he asked to explain that code guys. You should explain, right, what is class, what is conditions, what is loops, right, so how to write the functions. If you know, then you can explain that code easily. If you don't know, how you can understand that code. So that's why from basic up to how much we required as a DevOps engineer, up to that level I am going to cover. Don't worry. Okay, as part 5, we are going to discuss Python scripting. We are going to spend almost 15 hours only on this Python scripting part guys. Then the most important part in our course is real-time projects. Already I told initially, if you attend for this real-time projects part, then tomorrow once you join in the company, how 5 years people are working in the company, how 4 years experience people are working in the company, with the same confidence you guys also can work, that is damn sure. Why? Because here we are going to understand multiple projects guys, not one or two, right? We will see guys, here we are going to understand real-time project with Ansible, right? Project with Terraform, right? And right, project with Jenkins and Docker, right? So like this, right, end to end guys, project with Jenkins, Docker, Kubernetes, right, project with all monitoring tools, project with all monitoring tools, and finally project with right, Jenkins, right, GitHub, Nexus, Sonar, Docker, Kubernetes, right, with all these things, right, by integrating all these things, we will do one project guys. See, all these things we are going to understand here, right, in each and every concept you guys are doing one real-time project. Right, once you join in the company, right, 100%, damn sure, right, so how 5 years, 6 years people are working with the same confidence you guys also can behave. You guys also can work in the companies. Okay, so this is very important part guys, right? So till part 5, whatever you guys are learned, everything we are going to implement here. Everything we are going to implement in part 6 guys. This is very important guys. And in other institutes, whoever teaching, and no one is teaching these many number of projects guys. Project means they will take one project and they will discuss end to end, but here we are going to do multiple projects guys. Multiple projects we are going to discuss. Finally, the last part is, right, interview guide. Here what we are going to discuss, interview guide means you guys will get resume preparation, right? So, and how to keep the projects, in resume, right? How to explain your roles and responsibilities in the interview, how to explain the roles and responsibilities, right? Roles and responsibilities in interviews, right? And some of the interview questions guys, and finally, right, mock interviews. mock interviews. See, all these things we are going to cover in part 7, guys. Is it clear, guys? Guys, observe carefully. The entire course we have divided into multiple parts. Very huge content, guys. We have very huge content. The entire course we have divided into 7 parts, guys. As part 1, we are going to discuss introduction of the DevOps. As part 2, we are going to discuss Linux operating system and shell scripting. As part 3, we are going to understand AWS cloud. How many services we are going to discuss? 20 plus services we are going to discuss in the AWS cloud. Guys, these are the 20 plus services minimum I am telling. If based on time constraint, if we have the time, then I will add more also. Guys, don't worry. Okay, and as part 4, we are going to discuss DevOps tools. How many tools? 15 plus DevOps tools we are going to discuss here. Next, as part 5, Python scripting we are going to discuss. Guys, DevOps with AWS cloud means no one is covering this Python scripting. You can check outside. No one is covering Python scripting, but here we are going to spend 15 hours only on this Python scripting. Okay? And as part 6, we are going to discuss real-time projects. See, no one is covering these many real-time projects also. No one is covering these many AWS services also, guys. But here we are discussing all these things in DevOps with AWS cloud course. And interview guide. Here we are going to understand resume preparation, how to keep the projects in the resume, how to explain the roles and responsibilities in the interviews, interview questions, mock interviews, everything we are going to cover in the part 7, guys. This is our course content, guys. This is our course content. Guys, already I told, again I am telling, guys, forget about the subject. Everything I will take care, pin to pin, point to point. I will explain with real-time examples. 100% you guys will get satisfaction. 100% you guys will satisfy, guys. And everything with the practicals we will discuss, guys. Okay. Just have a look into this, guys. Right, some of the people joined late, guys. See, first I have given brief introduction about myself. Right. I'm Raju. I have 12 plus years of working experience. Currently, I'm working as a senior technical specialist, guys. Right, I'm the complete end-to-end full stack developer, guys. In my project, I'm using Java, Spring Boot, microservices, React.js, DevOps operations, AWS cloud. Everything will be taken care by myself only. Here, if you observe, right here, most of the tools are developed by using Java and Python. So I'm very strong on that Java and Python. That's why I can able to explain each and every tool with the internals. Why? Because I'm the Java and Python both developer, guys. That's why I can able to explain everything with the internals. Guys, learning DevOps and AWS from only who knows DevOps with AWS is different. Learning from who knows end to end is different, guys. Okay, in my project, development will be taken care by myself only. DevOps operations and AWS cloud, everything is taken care by myself only. That's why I can able to explain with the 100% confidently each and every tool with internals, guys. Okay, and as a trainer, I have 9 years of experience, guys. Right, coming to prerequisites. If you want to attend for this course, is there any prerequisites? Nothing is required. Just you guys have the passion about the course. Right, just you guys need the passion about the course. If you have that one, enough. Remaining everything, I am here to take care. Right, guys, I can say, right, Linux is the mandatory for this course. But here we are going to learn Linux also. So even if you guys don't know anything also, no problem, everything I will take care. See, guys, coming to the course content, the entire course we have divided into 7 parts. Part 1 is the introduction of the DevOps. Part 2 is the Linux operating system and shell scripting. Part 3 is AWS cloud. Part 4 is DevOps tools. Part 5 is Python scripting. And part 6 real-time projects. Part 7 interview guide, guys. Anyone have any confusion on this course content? Please let me know in the chat box. Anyone have any confusion on this course content? Is it clear, guys? What, guys? Course content is important, guys. Before going to learn the internal things, first you should understand the course content, what we are going to learn. Okay. Very good. What about others, guys? Only Ben is responding. What about others? Others are clear about this course content? Soumya, Charan, and we have so many people. Please respond. Guys, course is not one-way communication. Two-way communication is required. Then only you guys can learn more subject. Then only I will get more interest and I can deliver more content, guys. When I answer questions, if you guys are not responding, then I will lose my interest. Please cooperate. Right? We are going to learn lot of things, guys. Lot of things we are going to learn. Don't worry. Right? I am telling repeatedly, guys. Everything I will take care. Just to focus. I am expecting daily 2 hours minimum practice from you guys. Remaining everything I will take care, guys. Okay. And one more thing, guys. Right? If anyone is there, if anyone is looking for the mock interviews, right, I will conduct, guys. You guys can, your friends, you can refer your friends, guys. Right, I will conduct mock interviews also, guys. Right, on Java backend, right, Java DevOps with AWS and DevOps and AWS Cloud, right, Python, Django, right, on all these things, I am going to conduct mock interviews, guys. Only free, for free only I will conduct the mock interviews, guys. Don't worry. Okay, if anyone, right, any one of your friends are looking for mock interviews, right, you can tell them, guys, right, ask them to share the resume, right, I will take the mock interviews, guys. Okay. Coming to the class, guys, coming to the class timings and all, right. So every day class will start morning at 7:30. Every day class will start morning at 7:30, guys. Class timings. Right. What is class timings, guys? Every day class will start at 7:30 a.m., guys. 7:30 a.m. IST. IST, guys, right, to 9 a.m., guys, to 9 a.m. IST, right. So, guys, 1 hour 15 minutes I will discuss, guys. Last 15 minutes I will spend for the doubts clarification. Okay, in this 1.5 hour, right, I will take the session only 1 hour 15 minutes. Last 15 minutes I will spend for the doubts clarification. Doubts clarification also very, very important, right? Right. Doubts clarification also very, very important. So last 15 minutes we will spend for the doubts clarification, guys. Okay. Right. Mode of classes, guys. Mode of classes. Right. Both online and offline, guys. Online and offline. Right. Guys, Monday to Saturday we have the sessions. Monday to Saturday we have the sessions, guys. Sunday no session. Right? If required, if syllabus is going slow, little bit slow due to any reasons, guys, due to festival or any reasons, right? So then sometimes, guys, sometimes, right, I will take the sessions on Sundays also if required. Right? But prior 2 days prior I will inform, guys. Next Sunday we have the session like that. Prior 2 days only, right? 2 days prior only I will inform to everyone. Okay, the regular classes is Monday to Saturday, guys. Monday to Saturday I will take the sessions. Class timing 7:30 a.m. IST to 9 a.m., guys. Right, mode of the class online and offline. Monday to Saturday I will take the sessions. Right, class notes. Right, daily class notes is available. Right, beautiful class notes I will share, guys, and class recording sessions. Recording sessions also available, guys. Right, with 1 year access. Right, with 1 year access. With 1 year access, guys. Okay, here I am going to create the WhatsApp group, guys. WhatsApp group I will create for the doubts clarification. I'm also part of that WhatsApp group. If you guys have any questions, you can share with your friends, guys. If anyone knows answer for that, they will reply for that. Otherwise, I will reply, guys. Okay, we will create one WhatsApp group. We will maintain. In that, you guys can post your questions, guys. Okay. See guys, class timings daily 7:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. guys. Right, mode of class online and offline. Right, Monday to Saturday we have the sessions. Class notes is available and class recording sessions also available with 1 year access guys. You can revision. Sometimes due to office work, right, maybe some people will miss the sessions. At that time they can take the recording session and they can go through that guys. You can keep this recording session for reference while practicing guys. Right, while doing the practice, you guys can keep these recording sessions as reference. Okay, guys, but right within 24 hours, I will upload the session, guys. Suppose if 9:30 by 9:30 class is completed, by end of the day, we will upload the recording session, guys. Why? Because for conversion, it will take some time, guys. For conversion, it will take some time. After that, I need to upload, and I am also working person, right? So I need to check the time and I will upload guys. Okay. Class notes, daily class notes is available. Daily class recording is available. Monday to Saturday we have the sessions. Class timings 7:30 to 9 a.m. guys. Daily IST guys. Okay. Class mode guys, online and offline both are available. Is it clear guys? Still anyone have any questions? Guys, today just we started guys. Today is the first day. Don't worry. Right, today is the first day guys. We will discuss each and everything in detail guys. Each and everything in detail with the practicals we will discuss. I am telling 100% you guys will get each and every point. Whatever I mentioned in these notes, each and every point you will get in detail guys. Okay. Anyone have any questions? I think Ben asked, right, with the shell scripting. On the shell scripting, Ben asked something related to deployment, guys. Guys, as I told, by using shell scripting, we can do the deployments also. I am going to show how to deploy the applications by using shell scripting. We need to write the shell script code to deploy the applications. That also we are going to understand. Okay, no questions? If you guys are happy, then I will close the session for today. Tomorrow we will continue. Thanks, Ben. Thank you. Guys, please respond. Everyone, guys, everyone, please respond when I ask the question. Then, guys, we should maintain good rapport, guys. We should maintain good communication. And feel free to ask any questions. We should have that friendly relation guys. Then only you guys can ask your questions guys. Then only you guys can ask your doubts. Okay, I'm happy to explain. Right, daily we will spend 15 minutes time at the end of the session for doubts clarification. There we will discuss guys. Right, practice well. If you guys have any issue while doing practice, take the screenshot and put it in the WhatsApp group. Okay, right. Some people are joined in the WhatsApp guys, this YouTube guys. Right. Some people are joined in the YouTube also. Right. Whoever have the interest to attend for this course, guys. Right here. Right. Please WhatsApp. Please send a message to this number, guys. Please send a message to this number. Right. So, right. We will discuss, guys. We will discuss. Whoever having interest. Right, just please send a message to this number. This is my WhatsApp number, guys. 6362 right, 345870. Some people are joined in the YouTube, guys. If you guys are interested on this course content, if you guys want to continue for these sessions, please send a message to this WhatsApp number. Then we will discuss, guys. Okay, fine, guys. Guys, as I promised, you guys will get the notes every day. You guys will get the notes, guys. Okay, let's see, guys, how much detail we mentioned everything at here. Same. You guys will get the notes every day, guys. You guys, and if you go through that notes, then you guys can recollect what we discussed in the class, guys. Just if you go through that notes, everything you guys can recollect what we discussed in the session. Okay. Right, that I will provide, guys, and regarding sessions also I will provide, guys. Don't worry. Fine, guys.
Thank you,
guys. Thank you so much for joining. And I'm stopping for today. Tomorrow, please join at 7:30, guys. Okay.
all right, thank you.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much guys. Thank you everyone. Thank you guys. Bye bye.